Amazing. Well, thanks so much, Kyle. And Wendy, I am super excited to talk to you because when Kyle talks about people enriching your lives, Wendy has really enriched ours and all of yours too, and you may not even know it because of the Live Event Coalition that has been in existence now since the pandemic. So the Live Event Coalition was formed in order to help the event industry be seen when they're often not seen in the industry codes. And so now that you have gotten support and help in past, there are new challenges ahead. So Wendy, welcome aboard. Please tell everyone what the Live Events Coalition is all about.
Thanks, Liz. Happy to be here. And yes, I'm honored here today to be representing the Live Events Coalition. So my first question for the group out there is how many of you have actually heard of the Live Events Coalition? Can you put yes or no in the chat? And I'm going to kind of watch my phone here and see what pops up. See how fast that comes in. I'm guessing from when I've asked this question in the past that probably 50% of you have not heard of the Live Events Coalition. So as Liz mentioned, we were formed back in March of 2020 as a result of COVID-19, when the entire events industry literally collapsed overnight, as we all experienced. And we suddenly, millions of small businesses and independent contractors had no safety net, no income, and no visibility in Washington. So the Live Events Coalition was formed to change that. And we pulled data back in spring of 2020, just to give you a little bit of insight in how big we are. So the live events sector for the US economy represents more than 12 million workers, 1.1 million small businesses, and over $1 trillion of economic impact in just the US alone. So at the time, back in 2020, that was 2 times the size of the US auto industry, and nobody was talking about us. So we knew that we had work to do, and we had to get in front of our government to make sure that they knew how big we were, what an impact we have on the US economy, and how important our industry is. So we know today, we're probably worth, I don't even know, probably close to 2 trillion, I would guess, since we came back. So we are a really, really large industry, and it's really important to the economic engine of the United States. So for the first 2 years of COVID, the Live Events Coalition, we held awareness events, we engaged with the press, we did a bunch of national surveying, we met with hundreds of industry professionals to collect your stories. And then we met with over 200 members of Congress to share those stories and educate them on who we were and why the industry was important. At the time, we were collaborating closely with 2 different reps, actually from Minnesota, which is kind of ironic because that's where I'm from. But Congressman Dean Phillips and Congresswoman Angie Craig both sat on the Small Business Committee and were very interested in what we had to say about our stories. And so Dean Phillips' team actually helped us draft legislation. And our team actually got a bill passed through the U.S. House back in 2022, which was to bring relief to our industry. Unfortunately, that bill fell short in the Senate. We got 56 out of the 60 votes that we needed. So we did not get that passed for relief for our industry. However, it did put us on the map. So now, our government is aware that we exist, and that effort, even though we didn't get what we really wanted, at least it put us on the map and brought awareness. So we really have 2, we started as a grassroots emergency response, but now we're really more of a national advocacy organization, and we have 3 core priorities. So it's federal advocacy to protect small businesses and the event workforce. It's to make sure we have reliable data and research to support these policy conversations, and then long-term industry recognition at that federal level. So recent focuses on Capitol Hill. So Dwayne Thomas is our chair of government affairs. And he and I head up our efforts on the government affairs side. And so Dwayne has actually been involved in targeted fly-ins out in DC, having direct congressional conversations, and we've done some submissions into the government. So 4 kind of key things that we're focused on right now, and Liz mentioned it at the beginning here, the NACE code. NACE code stands for the North American Industry Classification System, NAICS. And when we surveyed businesses back in 2020, we discovered that we had over 30 different NACE codes in play for businesses. Now, why does that matter? It's because when the government pulls data, they pull it by NACE code. So if we're under 30 disparate codes, they are not necessarily capturing all the codes to quantify our economic impact. So we have a concerted effort right now, along with an industry colleague, Laura Palker, who is the president of the Events, Education, and Workforce Development Federation, we have an effort collectively going on to go into that NACE code system and get a revision, which is to Super Code 72, which currently includes most of the hospitality businesses, so catering, hotels, and to make a modification to Super Code 72 to include the word events. So all events companies then would roll up underneath 72, and then we can pull the data in a much easier way. This doesn't seem like it's a big deal, but it's a really big deal because it drives all kinds of things. It drives grants and funding and relief bills, things like that when things like COVID happen. So it's super important that we get this corrected. The code is only revised every 5 years, and the next one is coming out in 2027. So that's the one we're trying to make a modification in. Another major update: as of October of this year, the LEC has formed a new partnership with an advocacy wing of the Small Business Administration to help us on the NACE code reform, which is actually a really big breakthrough, and we're pretty excited about that relationship. The second thing we're focused on right now is protecting the ACA premium assistance. We know that many of you who are small businesses and freelancers and contractors have your health insurance through the ACA marketplace. And if those premium credits expire, thousands of event professionals could lose coverage or see premiums go up substantially. So our priority is to preserve those credits for small businesses and contractors. So we've got efforts right now working on that. We are working on tariff relief for events businesses, telling the stories about how that has hit our industry hard across the board, really, for imported goods that are coming in from overseas. And so we're pushing to reduce or eliminate the tariffs that restrict the competitiveness and drive up the costs. And then the other initiative we have going on right now is around market fairness and exclusive venue contracts. As we all know, we've got some challenges with some exclusivity that happens with hotels, particularly those that work with corporate events and in-house AV arrangements. So we have been also working on that issue. We've got a white paper that I wrote actually that's on the Live Events Coalition website right now if you want to look further into our position on that issue. Next thing that we are working on is workforce development and industry sustainability. So I mentioned the Events, Education, and Workforce Development Federation with Laura. Will become their federation's advocacy arm. So the LEC will be fighting on behalf of the work that they are doing. And the federation is working on training as it relates to the next generation of event professionals coming into the pipeline. So they're working on structured training and entry pathways, advocating for grants that help small businesses hire emerging talent. So getting grants in place. So for like a business like mine, I could actually get a federal grant to bring in interns in the future. Defining industry-wide roles and skill standards, and then also working on some healthcare options through the Federation. We're exploring getting a group healthcare program set up for freelancers and small business owners to access healthcare through that channel. So some exciting things going on there. As I mentioned, we're working with the small business majority, and our priorities align closely with ours. Again, they're focused on health coverage, preserving ACA premium credits, improving access to capital, workforce development, simplified tax and compliance guidelines for small business owners. So all of this alignment strengthens our position with the federal conversations. So there's a lot going on outside in the industry that you may or may not be aware of, but it's good to know that there are people out there advocating and fighting for all of us. So how do we get involved? The website for the Live Events Coalition is pretty straightforward. It's just theliveeventscoalition.org. You can go in there and sign up to stay updated, to receive newsletters, advocacy alerts, and requests for action. There are times where we have a very timely issue that's going on, and I need to collect stories quickly, either to get in front of congressional leadership to tell those stories or for press. So you may see an email come out, a blast come out saying, hey, need your stories on issue XYZ. You might see a blast that goes out on LinkedIn requesting that information. It's usually, things that I need quickly. So usually like a 48-hour kind of turn when we have a situation like that. So you can sign up to get those types of alerts. you can sign up to volunteer. We are 100% volunteer run. We just have a small board at this point of 5 people. And we're all volunteering. Nobody's getting paid for anything that we're doing. So if you have an interest in this kind of work and you want to help us out, we'd love to partner with you on that. So there's a place for you to sign up and just tell us what your interests are, and we can connect with you later to get you engaged there. There's also a place for you to submit your story. So if something is going on, whether it's tariffs or any other type of issue that you want us to be aware of, that we need to fight for on the federal level, there's a place for you to tell us that story and submit that in. And then there's also a place for, if you're interested in a partnership with us or a sponsorship of the Live Events Coalition, there's a place in there to also submit that in. And then lastly, there's a place to donate. So thank you to Club Ichi for putting us on your roster this year for donations. So we've got a link that we're going to put up here on screen if you're interested in making a donation today. As I mentioned, we are a nonprofit, so a 501c6, which means the funds are completely used for lobbying, and they are not tax deductible. But we use any kind of donations that we would get are just used to support operational expenses that we have for the association. It's not really an association, for the coalition, and just to pay for things like, business insurance, tax preparation, supporting travel to DC to speak to Congress, et cetera. So anything you can contribute there would be super, super helpful and very welcomed. And you can also donate on our website as well. And then lastly, just a quick leadership update. Nancy Schaefer has been our president and chairwoman for the Live Events Coalition since the very beginning back in 2020. And Nancy is actually going to be staying on the board, but stepping aside and becoming our president emerita. I think I said that right. And I'm going to be stepping up as the new president of the Live Events Coalition. So pretty excited about that, and to keep this moving forward. And I'll continue my work as the vice chair of government affairs as well. So that's pretty much what I had to say today. Liz, any questions you want to talk through?
Wendy, it's Tess. How are you?
Hey, Tess. Good. How are you?
I am excited. That was a great announcement. You can't move through that. Congratulations, women in leadership. And for something like that, how exciting and powerful. We need to give Wendy anything? No, we are all set for today.
All set? Okay.
Well, we don't have to give Wendy anything, but you at home can give, not
Yes.
Wendy, but you can give the coalition, because you can see the QR code we're going to pop up, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Seth Warren. I'm your Rocktioneer, and I'm here because we're doing some fundraising. We've got 3 incredible organizations we're raising money for, supporting our event industry, workers, and what is it without, we need the association like this. We need to what the coalition's able to do is so important for all those working in the event industry. I mean, when you think about all the gig workers, I used to, you don't know this, but I used to run a volunteer management program. So if you ever have anyone that ever went to a music festival and they went for free, they went on me. No, not on me really, but they went through the work exchange team. And my point on this was, there's so many people that went from that ended up going from gig to gig to gig, but there's no representation of them. And so to have a coalition like this in existence is huge. But it's not going to happen unless you open up your wallets just a little bit and give a little bit. And if you can give a little bit and you have a lot, then give a lot. And that could be a little bit, because every little bit is a lot. So all you got to do is give. And I'm going to show you the QR code again. I'm going to ask you to all please make a donation. Consider supporting all these charities, but right now we're talking specifically about the Live Event Coalition. So please consider giving, and while you're giving, consider being a member.
Oh my goodness, do you know this jacket is Ichi-fied? Did I make up? I hope I have.
Do you see it changes?
It's,
See, look, the more money you give, the more notes I'll show.
Oh, and I can do the back rub.
People ask why I wear these, because I get free back rubs at every event.
Absolutely. So I am here because I want to make sure that you all come on the inside and not stay on the outside. Yeah, outside is cute, but we're not talking about cute. We want to make moves with each other. Kyle mentioned earlier about building relationships. I would not have the relationships that I have now and some of the clients that I have now had I not gone on the secret family reunion in Tuscany in 2019. I've made friends for life. We have done all kinds of things together, and I want you all to experience that magic. That might sound cliche, but I want them to really experience that magic. So Seth, don't you really truly agree? They need to be on it.
Well, first, before I become a member, I'm going to make my donations online to support all these causes.
Oh, he's about to do it.
I am. Well, actually, I would do it with my American Express because I want those miles so I can afford those flights
Absolutely.
to
Absolutely.
all of your conferences.
Definitely. So definitely be with us. Now I'm going to bring up Nikki. Is Nikki ready? Gonzalez from Soundings Connect. Okay,
Oh, we can stretch it
all right.
out
Oh, we
because I can tell you what
definitely
you can stretch
it
also. You can stretch your funds. It's the holiday season of giving. You just had Giving Tuesday. You had Giving Coffee. You had Giving, I don't know, giving anything. But
Yeah.
here's the point, though. This is an opportunity to support our industry, and I think it's so important, and every little bit really does count because I know someone that gives $5 today is going to give $500 tomorrow.
Absolutely.
And then $500,000 next year.
Make it rain. Definitely make it rain. And I'm talking about membership having its privileges, but I just like the fact that we can actually penetrate different parts of our industry in different ways. Like, I didn't know organizations existed. One of them I did, but the other two I didn't. And I feel like now I'm connected to it. I can definitely make the donations any way I can, but I can actually serve in some form of capacity as well.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I got something.
Yeah, Kyle got something to
Uh-oh.
say.
Kyle's going to donate now.
Well, I'm going to make it a little interesting for everybody. Here's what I'm gonna do personally, right, for the Live Event Coalition, I'm going to do a 50% match on anybody that donates between now and the end of the broadcast.
Oh, all right.
So let's
Love
get the
that. I love
calculator
a
out,
match.
Wendy Porter, and make sure you give me an accurate number. Don't
Oh, we just got a $10,000.
no goose in the number. I'm going to track. But yeah, let's go ahead and get some donations going, and that's a 50% match for everybody that will donate between now and the end of the broadcast.
Awesome. Thank you.
And if you don't have, listen, this is your chance to go get your rich people friends, right? To go get them and get them on here and start watching, right? And to give a little money to a really important cause.
Yeah, folks, take that, use the QR code, share that link, and just do a quick text to 10 people you know. Sorry, did I say 10? I meant 100 people you know.
Everyone has, no matter what level it is. Matching. Thank you, Kyle.
Yeah, that
We're
is
really
awesome.
excited
Thank you.
about that.
And we'll check back and see where we are with that. I'll let you know before he runs out of here. It'll be like,
Just like we had Mark the Runner.
oh yeah, that was
Yeah, we still
great.
can't get Nikki?
That was great. He should be. We should keep him running until we should get a match level, and we should keep him running until we get that match.
Absolutely. He said 14 minutes was his record, right?
gotta
From a PR perspective. So we can actually keep that really, truly going.
So looks like we're gonna move on to Jennifer and Mark. Do we have Jeremy though? I don't know that we have Jeremy.
No,
yet.
Jeremy. I'm Jeremy.
Okay. So we're gonna because we lost Nikki. Nikki's coming back, but we're gonna go ahead and get them set up. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a break. We're gonna take a few minute break, and then we're gonna get Jennifer and Mark set up, and we'll jump into that segment.
All right.
All right. So
We're
stand by.
glad you're here. Donations.
to,
Remember that
we'll be
50%
right-
match that Kyle said he's going to do for you. And then hopefully, as I said, you come on the inside.